Hello, second grade students. I'm glad to have you back today as we are explaining a very fun concept, graphs. Graphs are a way to represent data so it can look more organized. We can use graphs in our everyday life. For example, I can use a graph to classify and organize how many markers of each color do I have. So, as I already told you, we're going to be working on picture graphs today. We have this picture graph over here. Michelle asked her friend, what's their favorite subject? Then she made this picture graph. As you can see, the title of our picture graph is Favorite Subject. We have three favorite subjects in this one. We have math, science, and reading. And our picture graph is represented by happy faces. Each happy face represents one student. Now let's go ahead and count how many students like math. If each happy face represents students, that means that 5 students like math. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're gonna label. Now we're going to do the same for science. How many students like science? 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to label so that we can remember our numbers. Now we're going to look at reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to label. Now let's go ahead and answer some questions about this picture graph. My first question is, how many friends chose reading? So since I already labeled my reading, I know here is the number 6. So I know 6 students or 6 friends chose reading. And I'm going to write it down. Now for our second question is, how many friends chose math? You can try at home with the sentence then. Blank friends chose math. If you say 5, that's correct. 5 friends chose math. Now for our third question is, how many more friends chose reading than math? For this question, you need to be really careful because we have the word then. This word is telling us that we need to compare now. So what are we going to compare? We're going to compare reading and math. So that means that we're going to look at the number for reading and the number for math. In this case, we're not going to look at science because our question is not telling us or not asking to compare science. Remember, only reading and math. To compare is going to be very easy. What you have to do is you need to take the number 6 and the number 5. And we're going to do a subtraction because we need to find the difference, okay? So I'm going to get my greatest number, which is 6, and then I'm going to subtract 5. Now we're going to think. 6 minus 5 equals 1. And you can see it right here. reading is just one more than math. And we're going to try to answer our sentence then. Let's try. There are blank more friends that chose reading than math. Try it at home. Right here, we're going to write the number 1 because that's our difference. Let's go back and read. There are one more friends that chose reading than math. The next thing we're going to be looking at is bar graphs. This is the title of our bar graph. It is called Favorite Ice Cream Flavor. In our bar graph, we have the different flavors that children like. For example, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and lemon. And here we have the number of children. So for example, for vanilla, how many kids or students like vanilla? Right here we can see, and it's the number 7. And we label. How many students like chocolate? So if I look up here, I can see that the number is 6. And I'm going to write the number right here. For strawberry, we're going to check. If I go up to here and then look at the numbers, I see that there's the number 3. So I'm going to write 3 right here. Let's check lemon. We're going to go up to here and then we're going to see what number goes up to. 4. So I'm going to write the number 4 right here. Now let's look at the questions that I can answer by just looking at the bar graph. How many children like chocolate ice cream? If I go up into my bars and I see I have the number 6. So I can answer 6 students like chocolate ice cream. Let's look at our second question. How many more students like vanilla than chocolate? Remember that when we have the word than, we're talking about compare. So one more time, we're going to find the difference. Difference between what? Vanilla and chocolate. So we're going to look at the numbers for vanilla. I have 7 and I have 6. To find the difference, what I need to do is subtract. So I'm going to subtract 7 minus 6. That's going to be equals to 1. And this is the number that I'm going to use to answer my question. Let's try it at home. Blank students like more vanilla than chocolate. That's correct. 1 student like more vanilla than chocolate. 1 student like more vanilla than chocolate. Now we're going to take a look at the third question. What is the total number of children represented in this graph? If you see right here, there's the word total. Remember that when we say total, we need to know everything. We want the total amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to add all the numbers together. So what are the numbers that we're going to add? Because we want the total, remember, of the graph. So we're going to have 7, 6, 3, and 4. And we're going to do an addition sentence. Let's take those numbers. 7 plus 6 plus 3 plus 4 equals blank. What we can do first is add 7 and 6. I know that 7 plus 6 is equal to 13. Then we're going to add 3 plus 4. We know that 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Now let's add 13 plus 7. 13 plus 7 is equals to 20. That's my total. Now let's answer the question. The total number is 20.